your girl Kim back with another video. So in today's video, I'm sure you guys can tell by the title, I'm going to be talking about a frontal that I got from Yummy Extensions. It's also going to be a story time and my experience with them thus far. I haven't installed the hairs just yet. I do have an appointment set, like I told you guys, in the middle of May, somewhere around there, just to get it installed. This way I can give you guys a better review. But before we get into the video, you guys know what I ask. If you like the content that I post, hit the subscribe button and also hit that bell for post notifications. And then if you like the video, just like the video. So let's get right into it. So as you guys recall, I got a frontal from, no, not a frontal. I got bundles from them a few weeks ago when they had a sale. And I was just waiting to get the frontal. Now the story, this is the frontal here. I am going to insert a little clip up here so you guys can see why I had this frontal exchange. I'm going to get into that. So this is the second frontal I've gotten from them. I kind of wished, and I don't know why I keep doing this. I tell myself, okay, well, it's just a frontal. No need for me to make a video on a frontal. So I didn't even record me opening it up and just kind of being, I don't want to say like in shock, but you guys will see what I'm talking about when I post that little clip up here. So I pretty much ordered the frontal. The only reason I didn't order it with the bundles, because you know, if I'm buying something and I know what I want, I've conditioned my mind to spend the money, I'm going to get exactly what I want to get. So on their website, they have the frontal in 18 and 20 inches, but I wanted a little bit of a longer look. I'm figuring if I'm getting the bundles in 24 inches, I don't want to have a frontal here and then the bundles down here. So that's not the look that I go for. So I emailed them back in the end of January about special ordering a frontal and a closure, because as I mentioned in that video, which I'll leave the link down below, when I initially unboxed this hair, that I got hair from myself and I got hair from my cousin, and we were both under the impression, based on my communication with them, that I was going to be able to special order a frontal in a longer length. They told me this. I didn't go off on my own like I like to do sometimes. So fast forward to a few weeks ago when I ordered the hair. Now I'm interested in special ordering the frontal because both myself and my cousin are looking for a longer look. As you guys recall, she got her bundles in 28 inches and I got mine's. Well, she got her frontals in 28 inches and I got mine in 24. So we didn't want the lengths to be too far off. They said yes, and then when I went to place that order, they told me that it wasn't possible. I got the runaround. I got a bunch of different answers, which I didn't really like. And then they were like, well, it's only 4 inches. And then I was like, you know what? At the point where I was going back and forth with them on social media and then also back and forth with them over the phone, I just got a little frustrated. I was just like, it is what it is. Mine is not going to look too bad. It's only, a difference of 4 inches. So, and I had planned to layer it eventually, just not initially, for the look that I'm going to be going for. But when it comes to my cousin now, she has 28-inch bundles, and then the longest length that they offer in a closure and a frontal is 18 inches, which I personally think is a little bit short. However, I was like, maybe it's just them. So I checked a couple other hair websites and it seems to be the standard. So I guess maybe it's just not that popular for people to carry longer frontals or closures, but I definitely feel like there's a demand for it, or at least give the option to order it, or if you say there's an option to order, let there really be an option to order it. So back to the frontal. The initial frontal that I got from them, when I unpackaged it, I was like, well, my initial impression was like, this is really, really dark. And I was like, okay, maybe it's just me. Now, if you guys recall, I do actually have the bundles over here. I did co-wash them and I got like a different feel. If you guys recall, I wasn't really too impressed with running my hands through it. So when I unboxed the frontal, like I was saying, I was like, this looks really dark. It looks like it's been dyed. I'm not accusing them of anything. And sometimes I know my reviews can be a little honest. And sometimes I actually am a little bit afraid to be my real, raw, honest self. Just because I'm now starting out on YouTube and I don't want to be blackballed, for lack of a better word, for just being honest. But I feel as though I owe it to my subscribers to be honest, because I feel that's what you guys have come to expect from me. So my initial thoughts was like, it looks like it's been dyed. And I understand that the raw loud hair is a little bit darker. But when I compared, which I'll also insert a picture or a video up here or here, probably both. But when I compared their raw loud hair with the raw loud frontal, and the frontal was still significantly darker than the bundles, I'm like, it's not really sitting too well with me. I actually ended up going back and forth with them on the phone. They don't offer a refund, or not. I didn't want a refund because, like I said before in the beginning of the video, once I condition my mind to buy something, the cost, I don't want to say it's not a factor, but I'll work hard for what I want. And everything that you guys have seen thus far on my channel, I paid for out of my own pocket. So, like I was saying before, now this does match a little bit better. Actually matches really, really perfectly. If anything, the frontal is a little bit lighter, but that's fine. I'm perfectly okay with that. So like I was saying before, I actually ended up going back and forth with them a few different times. They told me that the frontal could not be exchanged, that it's non-refundable item, and I'll be honest, I got a little bit upset. You know, in the grand scheme of things, you know, I've purchased hair from you guys with the impression that I was going to be able to special order it based on your communication via email, and then now I'm told that that's not possible. So now I order something that I didn't really want because I ordered hair based on what you guys told me, and now you're not willing to exchange it because it's like jet black. They're like, well, you know, we typically like for you guys to order the bundles and the frontal at the same time because it can so that it can match. And like I said to you guys before, I've been getting hair for quite some time, so I know when you buy hair, there's gonna be like different shades, because if it's coming from a donor, not everyone's hair is a same shade of dark brown or light brown, or you know, whatever shade it is. It's not all going to be the same color, so they typically would like for you to buy it all at the same time so they can match the hair color as well as the hair texture. And that's what I was told on the phone several times, and I explained to them the only reason that I didn't do that is because you guys informed me that I was going to be able to special order a longer length, and then when came time for me to try to do that, then I'm being given the runaround and being told like it can't be done. So I feel like one hand doesn't know what the other hand is doing, because I got that information from them. I got it from them via email. I did also get it from them over the phone, and I was also given a different timeline as to when their hair would arrive if I were to be able to special order it. Now, what I think may be very much possible, and the reason why I got that response is whatever the reason is, maybe, you know, at that point in time I couldn't special order it, but I feel as though they could have set better expectations so that me, the consumer, would know going into it, you know, well, it's available to special order now, but if I wait 2 months from now, that option is not available. So I just feel like communication on their end could have been a little bit better. So another thing that I wasn't really happy with over the phone is that I was pretty much told that I had no choice but to keep the frontal that was too dark, that it looked like it was dyed. And then when I say it looked like it was dyed, there were, and I tried to take pictures as best as I could, but there were like, you would see where the roots here were brown and the middle here was black. Some of the ends here would be brown. So it was pretty obvious to me that, and I don't want to blame them because I do believe, just based on the amount of reviews that I've seen, that they do try to offer a good product. I think maybe their supplier might have just slipped something in. Who knows? Not really blaming them. But again, just speaking on my experience and my thoughts. And like I said, I'll insert pictures and videos so you guys can see what I'm talking about. I even went back and forth with my cousin who lives in Trinidad, just because I'm like, well, maybe it's just me. Because, you know, I tend to be, like I said before, a stronger of a critic because I have high expectations when it comes to hair, to bundles, anything. Especially when I'm spending a certain amount of money, I expect to get a certain quality of hair. Like this wig, for example, I paid $200 for it. I'm almost certain it's a blend. I don't care that it's a blend because in my mind, I know for $200 I'm not going to get, well, originally it was 613 hair. I'm not going to get a 613 hair that's like the best quality for $200. So that you guys understand where I'm coming from when I said like I feel as though the hair was dyed. Now, how they responded to my concern and my complaint, I think they honestly could have done a better job. So, and I don't want to make it seem like it's about the money, but when you have a customer who is willing to spend almost $2,000 on hair, not even in a 2-week period, you should really tell yourself, well, maybe this person is not making like false claims. Maybe what she's saying is accurate. Maybe there is something off with this hair. But the initial response that I got, and I was like, well, wow. They were like, well, all the hair is not the same color, which I addressed with you guys earlier. I'm very much aware that's how it works. You can get a natural black that looks like a natural dark black, and you can get a natural brown that looks like a lighter shade of brown. However, I was told, oh, well, you should just dye it black so that it all matches. Not a customer-friendly response in my eyes. If I wanted black hair, I would either buy black hair or dye it black, but as you guys see on my social media or even some of my other videos, like, I seldomly wear just like regular black hair. Like, I like variety, I like options. So why would I buy hair to dye it black because you guys don't have one that matches? I was a little bit appalled, I'll be honest. So, that's part of my experience. In addition to once I spoke with a couple different people. The lady who I spoke with last, I didn't get her name. She was a little bit more understanding. So the first lady that I spoke with, who told me I should dye the frontal to make sure it matches the rest of my bundles, or dye all of the hair. Because at that point, if I'm dyeing just the frontal, in order for everything to match, I'd have to dye the bundles as well, which is, again, not the goal that I'm going for. Because like I said before, I don't really wear dark hair. Like, I'll wear it every now and again, but I like variety. So if I'm buying this to wear it as is, and maybe down the line I may end up lifting the hair, and if I put black dye over it, that's not going to really turn out all that well for me. So in addition to that, she was like, well, I'm not going to exchange it for you. And again, I understand that is their policy. They're not going to exchange it for you, but you do have to understand my track record. I was given misinformation about ordering a frontal and a closure in longer lengths. Now I order it separately, and you guys didn't get it to match because I ordered it separately based on what you guys told me. So now I hope you guys are keeping up with that. So then she tells me, well, there's no point in me exchanging it. Would you like me to exchange it for you, and then it gets to you and it's the exact same thing? I'm like, well, I appreciate your honesty, but me as a consumer letting you know that I have a concern with something that you guys sent me, and I'm like, I'm not paying $205. I think that's what the cost ended up coming to after the sale. I'm like, I'm not paying $205 for a frontal that looks like it's been dyed black. I'm just not doing that. Like, it's not about the money. It's about the principle. Like, I work hard. Like I said before, everything that you guys have seen on my channel, I paid for with my own money thus far. So it's not acceptable to me to pay $205 for something that doesn't even match your own hair. Let's just say, for argument's sake, because I like to play like devil's advocate at times. Let's just say it didn't match. Why are there portions? And when I say like portions, like I said before, here is brown, here is black, and then here is brown, that the hair on the frontal doesn't even match. Think about that for a minute. So I eventually ended up calling back, because I called them several times. I eventually ended up calling back, and I spoke with another lady who said that, well, the girl prior, literally pulled out like 100 frontals. Who knows if that's true? She literally pulled out like 100 frontals. She said that she had found one that was like a little bit lighter shade of brown, and she was going to put it to the side for me. And that I had to ship the frontal back, and they had to get it by Wednesday. Now, this was on a Friday. This was last Friday. Today is the 20th. So this would have been on the 12th? Yeah, so this was like last Friday. And I was like, fine, I'm going to go to FedEx when I get off of work, and I'm going to ship it back. Now, I was a little bit upset that I had to pay to ship it back because I didn't feel as though I got what I thought I was ordering. But for me to pay for peace of mind to not have to waste $205, to me, it was worth it. So I shipped it back. This is the frontal that they sent me. It definitely, like I said in the beginning of the video, definitely looks a lot more natural. And definitely matches the bundles that I got from them a little bit better. Now, however, they received the package. I shipped it on a Friday. They received it this past Monday, which I think was like the 15th. They received it this past Monday. I get a phone call from them on Wednesday. And I feel maybe at this point, that's when they kind of realize the type of customer maybe that they're dealing with. So she's like, you know, I just wanted to make sure that, you know, you weren't having any other issues. We got the Frontal for you. It's a lighter shade of brown. I think you'll like this one a lot better. It's a nice silky texture. I don't want to say like they were almost trying to butter me up, but like in the grand scheme of things, when you have someone, and it's close to 2,000, like I said, and all of the hair is not for me, so I don't want to pretend like it's for me, but you know, they don't know that when they're looking at my orders. When you have someone who is willing to spend almost $2,000 on hair in 1 month, I don't want to say it's not a customer that you want to upset, but it's not a customer that you want to upset, because it's not, at that point, it's again not about the money. It's about me just getting what I paid for, and I didn't feel as though I got what I paid for. So we will see how this hair turns out. Like I said, I am going to get this hair installed on next month. I don't want to say the date just yet, but I'm going to get it installed next month. I'm going to be vlogging that experience for you guys, because it's going to be my first install, frontal, whatever it is you want to call it, because I typically don't let anyone do my hair. So I will be vlogging that for you guys, and hopefully that install lasts a little while, so I can let you guys know from me wearing the hair on a daily basis how it holds up. So definitely stay tuned for that. But that pretty much wraps this video up. If you guys have any questions, you know, comment down below. Like I said, I do respond to my comments. But that wraps us up. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.